my name is Nicolette Teo, and I'm a co-founder of LA Spirits Awards. We are a relatively new spirits competition.
Yeah, and I'm Joel Blum. I'm the other co-founder. Nicolette and I have worked for many years in the spirits competition field, and we wanted to do our own because we think we can do it better. We know we can. We launched the business at the end of 2019, and we're planning to have the first competition in March of 2020. So that's, of course, a terrible bit of timing. But we finally got it going, and the first one, despite COVID, took place in November of 2020. One of our judges, Samara Davis, who runs Black Bourbon Society, she's one of our judges. And when we started the competition, I set up Google News alerts for everybody we worked with. I was getting notices about Samara like every 3 days. Like they were just constant. I'm thinking, like, what is she doing to get all of this press? So I called her and she said, well, when we started out, we didn't have a lot of money, and we decided we were going to put it all into PR, and we hired this woman in St. Louis, and that's what she's been doing. And so we called Lindsay, and we liked her, and that's why we're working with her.
Like we had been looking for publicists, and we were sort of shopping around, and I've in running other spirits competition, interviewed and worked with many different PR agencies, and just never really loved the work that they did for us. No huge complaint, but never felt like they did anything really for me to rave about. And so when we started looking, like Joel said, it was just sort of like a referral, like just like, man, look at what Samara is doing over there, and who's doing her publicity, and right. we want to work with them, and that sort of started everything.
Yeah.
But for me, I've sort of looked at it as like when we get press coverage that allows us to really explain what we do, because we are such a niche industry. And so I think that the big successes have always been mostly, I think, like more like podcast type interviews or like Bourbon Lens or Cocktail Adjacent, where the host really spent time asking us questions and learning about what we do and then why we do it better than our competition. I think those have been really successful for us because our challenge is helping people. Like there's a bit of education that goes into what we do. We have, it's not something that people really understand. And so, yeah, I think those podcasts, I don't know. And I enjoy those too. So that's like the easiest questions.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I just really like her, but also, she listens to us. That's another thing that I find about PR is like, you really have to understand what it is we do and what our customers are interested in and why we do what. I mean, there's so much stuff that goes on, and she is tuned in to us, I think. Yeah.
I mean, I think, like Joel said, personally, we really enjoy her. I think that has always been important for Joel and I. We want to work with people that we enjoy and that we trust. I think.
Yeah, and there's no question she's behind us. Like.
Yeah, and I think exactly there's a relationship of trust and respect that Lindsay has spent time cultivating with us. But beyond that, I think it's a very collaborative relationship. I think Lindsay, like Joel said, really spends the time to understand what we do, and she's constantly asking us questions to help stir different ways of thinking of like how to sell us, and we meet with her very often, and it's never just like the same thing. You know, meets with us, she asks different questions. She says, well, what about this? Or let's try this. And I appreciate that very much. And also, you know, she is flexible. You know, we've had different needs. I think, like, you know, last year at one point we were more in crisis mode and we needed to kind of pivot very quickly. And Lindsay understood it. She was able to sort of assure us and calm us down. And I think that that was something that for me was very valuable, to know that she knew that a thunderstorm might be coming and that she had it handled. I think that that brought a lot of peace of mind for Joel and I to be able to focus on what we needed to get done and the things we can control, because that other side of things was handled by Lindsay. And I've never had that with a PR team where they were just so quick and able to pivot. And then this year we need more help, you know, doing a little more salesy type things, making calls, and Lindsay has just stepped up and very
she stepped in to do more direct outreach to entrants, like not just trying to get press coverage, but actually getting a direct connection to the people we need as customers, and she's been fantastic with that.
And I think that ability to kind of mold and shape where we as a business need her, I think that's very, very valuable for us. It helps us gain buzz. It helps people, you know, getting our name out there as authority figures. I think it positions us in a place where if people are looking at competitions, you know, they're like, oh yeah, we sort of heard of LA Spirits Awards.
The publicity she does for us helps people recognize us, so they will open our email. You know, I mean, it name recognition, really what we hired her for to begin with was simply to get it so that if someone mentioned LA Spirits Awards, they would have heard of us. You know.
Well, like Joel mentioned, we're launching this High Spirits Awards. I think that is new and exciting and scary at the same time. And alongside that, we're doing our 4th competition in June. I think that we have been working with Lindsay to really kind of get the momentum going, get the word out there. We're trying a lot of new things.
Next 6 months are going to be busy too, because right now we're just getting ready to start our call for entries for all of these things. We're just getting ready to launch the Cannabis Beverage Association, and then our competition is in June. And so there's all the lead up to the competition, and then there's all the aftermath of the competition, getting awards out and help it. One of the things that we do we put a little more emphasis on it than other competitions, is helping our winners promote themselves with their awards. And so that's a big part of what we do, and it's a big part of what we're going to be relying on Lindsay to help promote. So 6 months is sort of this sort of critical busy period.
Awards is that we are an annual competition, and so there is a cycle and like, you know, content and like getting attention and why we need the attention and what the call to action is it's like a yearly cycle. And so the next 6 months for us is sort of like exciting because we're trying again, you know, we're trying different things. Like to answer the question on like what you guys can do to improve, I don't necessarily think it's like improve, it's like it's always an experiment. At least that's how it is with our business. We're excited to see what these new changes and improvements that we've made after going through 2020. We want to see what that looks like in 2023, and that's what I'm most excited about.